Very warm welcome to the one and only, my super duper savvy uber favorite, Bobby Deol. We're going to be talking about 25 years of his glorious career that he has completed, filled with so many amazing movies that entire families still sit and watch today. And now in his second innings, doing some smashing web series. We cannot wait to be talking about that. Thank you so much for doing this with us, Bobby. A huge round of welcome.
Uh,
Big congratulations.
Thanks, Russell. It's always good fun talking to you, man.
uh, Barsaat, uh, 1995, and now, I mean, when you look back, you started young guy, dashing, long hair. Everybody, the cool dude has come. But before I begin this properly, looking back, it's been a wonderful journey as a journalist, as a fan, and having interacted with other fans of yours. It is a wonderful journey because मैं दावे के साथ ये कह सकता हूँ कि आज भी पूरी फैमिलीज बैठकर आपकी फिल्में देखते, चाहे वो बरसात हो, गुप्त हो, सोल्जर हो, और हमराज हो, अजनबी हो, you get that audience today. You still get that audience, and now with your new web series that are coming out, चाहे वो आश्रम हो, चाहे the web films like Class of '83 ho, you are still getting newer audience. So yeah, thank you for entertaining us for so many years, and I hope you keep entertaining us.
No, I'm never going to stop. I'm going to keep trying. Even if I fail, I'm going to bounce back because nothing in life is for sure. And as an actor, you always, the most difficult thing is to choose the right kind of project. And that'll always be a part of your, you know, profession, it's like an actor has to live with that, because we all want to do different kinds of characters. So, like for me, Class of '83 was so different from anything that I've done in my life, and then Ashram was so different. I mean, the appreciation I'm receiving, and it's really nice because the audiences have changed. They also want to see their actors in different avatars, and I think it's an amazing phase for the industry because a lot of new talent, a lot of the creativity has become even much better than what it used to be, earlier. It was like when my dad started, that was a golden period, the golden era, and that time everything was just the beginning of great directors, great writers, great singers, great actors, and it's just from then to now it's changed a lot. And I think right now I think it's again turned into a very beautiful time for the industry.
So we are going to have a fun section with you because I know the one thing, because a Bobby Deol fan who's worth its salt knows a lot about Bobby Deol. लेकिन उसके journey में क्या अच्छा trivia रहा है, which fans probably do not know about. We're going to be talking about that. So obviously for 25 years we have got 25 questions. So Bobby,
Okay.
it's going to be fun. It's going to be entertaining, but we are going to be putting you on the hot seat. So you ready for this?
Okay. Oh, I mean, when I was a kid, I used to always look for an opportunity to be with my dad on his sets. So I would not be able to clearly remember which set I was the first on, but I remember I used to have these really round cheeks and I used to be very red. And I remember every time I used to go with him for shootings, all his co-actors would come and squeeze my cheek, and I used to like get so annoyed, but how it is. So for me, it was just being on set with my dad, and I think I was there. I remember when Dharamvi was being shot, I was not even a part of it at that point, and I remember going with him to Delhi, and from Delhi there was some family wedding, and my dad was going to Kashmir to shoot. I decided, no, I want to go to Kashmir with him. So my dad tried to convince me that, you will miss your mother. I said, no, I want to come. I flew with him, and in one day, I decided, no, I want to be with my mom because my dad was working all the time. And after a point, being away, I was like maybe 5 years old. So, so those are some sweet memories I can remember. Well, it was definitely, I mean, Dharamveer. I remember I was 6 years old, and those days movies used to take time to be made. So I think it was when I was around 6 years old, and I came home from school and my dad asked me, uh, "तू करेगा एक छोटा role मेरी film में मेरे बचपन का?" I said yes. Because since I was a kid, I always wanted to be in movies because मेरे घर में रिश्तेदार, we have lived in a joint family and there was always a lot of relatives coming over. तो वो हमेशा मुझे देखकर बोलते थे आपका ये छोटा तो हीरो बनेगा. So I always thought that हाँ मैं तो हीरो बनूंगा. It was not even an actor. I wanted to be a hero. Like when my dad asked me this question, I mean he asked me if I would like to do it. I said yes. And next day I went to the shoot and I still remember. I didn't know what the dress outfits would be, and suddenly they gave me this outfit, and I'm like, this is like a frock. How can I wear something like this? He says, no worry, this is the outfit. Papa bhi yahi pehne wale. So I did that shot, and I still remember I was so lucky to have been a part of Manmohan Desai's film. What a legend filmmaker. And so that was the first time I faced, and I even went and dubbed for it.
Wow.
I went with my mom and dad came with me. I don't remember the studio. I forgot the name. Filmale Studios, I think. And I went there to dub for it.
The very first film was a blockbuster, all-time blockbuster. Yeah.
I even went for the Golden Jubilee ceremony.
Oh wow!
I went and my dad couldn't go, so I went with my Chacha ji. We went and they made a special trophy with my name on it, and I guess I don't know where it is now, but I remember I was lucky because by the time I started working in movies, Silver Jubilee and all that wasn't celebrated so much.
Yeah.
It was just your film has done well, it's done well. Yeah, I mean, since I was a kid, I was like, I always wanted to be an actor. I used to look up to my dad. I used to go with him for the shootings, and the amount of people who used to gather around him, and I could see the love in their eyes for my dad, the appreciation for my dad, the respect for my dad. It was just amazing, People used to look at him not just as an actor, they used to look at him as an elder brother, as a son, and it was just amazing. So I always wanted to be an actor. I always wanted that, that love and the admiration what people gave my dad. So I always wanted to be an actor since I was a kid. And I said, when I was a kid, people used to come into the house and they used to say, "Ye to actor hi banega, hero banega." Well, the backstory of Barsaat is that my first shot, which I clearly remember was because it was my first shot, was when Shekhar Kapoor was directing it. It was when we started the project, Shekhar was the director, and I still remember there was a set put up in Filmistan studio, and it was like an old factory, and there was a little arena in the middle of it, and I remember there were these steps I had to climb from and climb down from. So I was walking down and I had to just come down and I had to smile, and that was my first shot. Well, I think when I was like 3 years old, I fell down from the first floor, and I have got some 30 odd stitches on my head. I didn't know what I was doing. I don't even have any memory of it. But all I know is afterwards that my dad was the only one at home. My mom, my grandmother, my buas, my masis, my cousins, everybody had gone to Lido Cinema to watch a movie. And I was alone, and my dad was the only one, and he carried me in his arms and he took me to the hospital, and after that day, my family never went to Lido Cinema to watch a movie. But that was my first injury. After that, my first movie, Barsaat, my last shot, my brother wanted to make my introduction scene more interesting. So we were in England, we went to shoot at Lake District, and while shooting my first shot itself, I broke my leg. I banged into another horse. I collided with another horse and I just broke my leg. And it was a pretty bad injury. I have a rod in my leg. I still have a rod in my leg, and it didn't heal. And so I had to do another surgery where eventually it became fine. So, I mean, those are the only accidents I've had. Yes, when I was a kid, I remember playing Chor Police, and I was chasing my sister, and she shut the door and I was right behind her, and the door handle hit me here. I have 3 stitches here. So that's the only injuries I can remember. Though I have a lot of stitches because I had to get bone grafting done. So they had to remove bone from my hip bone and put it in my shin. That was my second surgery. So I might have like somewhere around 70 odd stitches on my body. I can say Preeti Zinta. Preeti is someone I knew before she became an actress. She was like a part of my gang, and then eventually she started her first film with me, and we've always got along really well, you know. So, and I call her Pritam Singh.
Pritam Singh.
Yeah, प्यार से मैं नाम रख देता हूँ, तो प्रीतम सिंह उसको बुलाता हूँ. She used to call me Bobby D. She was the first one to call me Bobby Deol.
Not just Bobby. Okay.
Oh, there's so many films, man. But Mera Gaon Mera Desh is one of my favorite films. I think Ghayal. For me, Ghayal was the most awesome film I've ever seen. I still remember going to Metro Cinema, and I was so involved in the whole film. I didn't even know when the film ended. You know, it was such an amazing film. Well, you know, for me, Dil Lagi has always been my favorite, because I think in those days, I think that was one of my best performances. If I have to think of which was my best performance, I think my brother did a great job as a director. I think the music was amazing. I think the character I got was so amazing. I mean, it was just the perfect character to get, and my brother got the best out of me. So I think that's my favorite. I mean, I think मेरी सांसों में बसा है from और प्यार हो गया. That's a lovely song. Action, you know, I can't really, you know, there've been so many action films, and there's so many action sequences I've done. There have been, I mean, every time there's something, it is a little difficult to do, but I remember Barsaat when I was shooting the action sequence in Rohtang Pass in the snow. I think I enjoyed that the most.
Okay.
I think that was fun because we, you know, as kids, we always wanted to play in the snow. So here I was working and I was playing in the snow.
So what?
बाद में थोड़ी आधे घंटे के बाद में it became so cold because you don't realize the water soaks into your clothes. So after every half an hour, 1 hour shoot, we used to sit in front of the HMI lights so we could dry ourselves. I think for me, I think every day being on the set, every scene is important, and definitely I can't remember exactly, but there have been scenes where I mean I was starting my career and I had a scene in Gupt where all the senior actors were in it, and there was everybody in that scene, and I was so nervous because you know you're just starting your career and you're in front of all these amazing actors. So I think I was a little very worried about that day of shooting, and I still remember I was very nervous on the day of the shooting. You know, it was just so that's why whenever I work with new people, I always understand the nervousness they go through. You know, it's something which is
You've gone through that.
I try to make them more comfortable when I'm working with them. There was a scene. You know, I mean, the only scene I remember was a part of a song sequence where, you know, it was because of a Jimmy Jib. Jimmy Jib was just a new thing that came into our industry. People started using Jimmy Jibs and no one knew how to operate it. So we did like somewhere around 30 odd takes before we got the shot right, you know. And in one of the shots, the Jimmy Jib even banged into me. It is in Hamras when I was shooting. So it was not, I mean, but as an actor, I don't remember how many shots I've given because half the time I don't want to think about how many shots I've given. Because if you keep thinking, then you start, you know, getting a little more preoccupied with the shots you're giving and performing, you know. So I don't recollect, but that's one thing I remember. Actually, there's never been a film like that.
Not even one.
Not even one.
Okay.
In fact, there was a film I wanted to do, and someone and I was the one who was trying to get people to do it, but eventually I was the one who was out of it, and the others who I approached were part of it. So
You would want to name the film?
no.
Okay, fine.
I think Help. There was a film called Help,
Yes.
which I didn't really want to do a horror film, and the situation was such that I had to do it. So I think maybe that's one of the films I can think of. There have been so many fans who have been so amazing and so, I mean, responsive. The way they have reacted to me. In fact, I have one fan who's made a tattoo with my name, on his arm. So I think that's something just, yeah. Actually, it's just amazing how people love you, and I'm so blessed that people love me so much. I mean, there have been so many times. My turning point was my first film. I think that made everything happen for me. And then afterwards, I think then after going through the ups and downs, I think the turning point for me was Class of '83 and Ashram. Because I think now in my career, where it's 25 years, people have seen me in a different way, in a different light, as an actor, and the kind of response I've received now, which I was waiting for so many years, is just amazing.
In your fans who always appreciate, they always knew that you could act, you could really act well. But now, people who did not know, they are also saying, okay, no, Bobby Deol can do this, Bobby Deol can do that, Bobby Deol can do everything.
Yeah, because I never got a chance to play some character which would show my capabilities as an actor. They were always very stylized, they were always very cool, and they were intense characters, but it was never taken. They enjoyed my films. Like there was Badal, there was Bichu, there was, the intensity in Soldier. And so it's just that, it's just the right. I mean, I'm just happy that today, at least, I know that my fans have always loved me, and now there are more new fans and people appreciating my work. I've never had a crush on anyone.
Okay.
I don't. It's not a crush. It's like, like Preeti and me, we really got along really well. Rani and me really got along well. I mean, I got along well with every actor of mine.
Yeah, you never had nobody has ever said anything
like that. I've never had such a crush or something like that. I was immature and now I'm more mature.
Good one.
I give the credit to Salman. I think Salman really inspired me. It's not that I was always very conscious to do bare body scenes and things like that. I didn't understand the logic behind it. But when things were not going my way and the times have changed, so physique has become a really important part of being an actor. So he really encouraged me, and he gave me my biggest. I think in my recent times, I think Race 3 was actually my turning point, because that's when everybody started noticing me again, and that really kick-started my career. So I'm very, I'll forever be very grateful and thankful to Salman for giving me that opportunity. I just didn't find. I was always very conscious, I never used to go swimming. I used to always feel very awkward. I always went in the night to swim because I didn't want, I was just a very conscious person. I was very shy and conscious. And I guess that's the reason, one of the reasons why I never wanted to remove my shirt ever.
Okay. Sleeveless थे आप कुछ scenes में Soldier and
वो scene भी Soldier में भी, it was because my wife convinced me to wear the sleeveless waistcoat.
Achha,
and
otherwise you were not wearing that also.
I wasn't wearing that also.
Oh my god. You really were conscious.
Strictest. No one has been really strict, I
What
mean,
about Kushi?
no, they were always very, very nice. You know, nobody was. I mean, yes, I never gave them a chance to, like
To,
tell me that be focused or something. They were always very easy with me. So I've never had such a tough time. Well, I was very nervous when I went for the only time I went, maybe that was my first time I went for Filmfare Awards, and my dad was getting a Lifetime Achievement Award. And then they called me up on the stage to give the award for the best debutant. I was Chandrachur, and I was very nervous. And I think I really spoke very loudly. And I was like, I don't know why I was speaking so loudly on the mic when there was a mic in front of me. So I think I was a little nervous. I I think I'm just very. I mean, I am in a profession which I love so much, and I am just very grateful that I'm a part of this profession. I'm a part of the film industry, and I think it's the most beautiful industry to be in. For me, at least, because for me, my passion is to be an actor and to be a part of movies where I can play different characters. So for me, this 25 years has been exciting because I've done not too many films, but I have done some interesting films and there's some moments of my life which I cherish so much from the first film till now. And I think I can say in one sentence that it wasn't a perfect journey, but it was a wonderful journey. And I think nothing in life is perfect. So I'm pretty, you know, thankful to my fans who have given me so much love for these 25 years. And they've always stood by me and they've always believed in me as an actor. And so this new chapter in my life has begun in a wonderful way, in a beautiful way. And I'm just very humbled by the appreciation I've received. And to get this kind of appreciation after being 25 years in the industry, it just makes you want to work even harder. And what more can I say? My dream for the next 25 years is to wake up every morning, get ready, and go to work. That's my dream. That's what I'm gonna. That's what's keeping me going. And after the success of Class of 80 and Ashram, which people have really loved, it's just making me want to work even harder so that I don't, I don't ever do something where I let my fans down. But I'm not promising that because as we all human beings, we always choose projects where somewhere you might choose the wrong one and you might fail. But I know that I will bounce back. So my dream is to get up every day in the morning and go to work.
Thank you so much, Bobby. That part which you said, bounce back, has been an inspiration for all your fans, me personally also. That comeback story of yours, sometimes I myself take inspiration from it. So thank you for entertaining us for so long. Thank you for doing this. I know at times I was putting you more on the hot seat, but thank you for doing this. And,
no, Russell, you never put me on a hot seat. You're a sweetheart.
And just keep entertaining us for as long as possible. Keep doing the amazing person you are forever. Thank you so much for one wonderful career and all the best for everything you do in the future.
Thanks so much, Russell. You take care, man.
You too.
All the best to you too.
You too, Bobby. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Bobby.